Okay, let's do this. So if you need something to sit on just to keep your hips comfortable, go ahead and make that adjustment. Just find a comfortable seated position. And we'll just let our hands rest wherever they're comfortable. That might be on your lap, it might be down by your sides. You might even prefer to bring them here at your heart center. So whatever feels comfortable for you for the next few moments. And once you find that place, then just connect with the supports underneath you. Allowing your physical body to get settled into that space. And when the physical body begins to settle, maybe by releasing the shoulders a little bit more, adjusting the spine, then bring awareness to the breath. And if it's accessible for you today, then breathe in and out through the nose and begin to notice the sensation of the breath as it enters and leaves the nostrils. While noticing the contact underneath and the sensation of the breath and the body breathing itself, go ahead and open your senses to other things around you, maybe sounds that you hear. Just being fully present for the next little bit of time. And once you feel like you're right here in this moment, then let any effort to your breath drop away. Just allow your body to breathe by itself. Let's bring a little movement to the head and neck, just by turning our head slowly toward the right shoulder. Maybe dip the chin and lift it a couple of times, exploring sensation in the neck. When ready, bringing the chin back to neutral and turning our head back to the front, settling for a moment, and just breathing naturally through this. Then turning our head toward the left shoulder. And maybe dipping the chin and lifting it slowly a few times, only if that feels helpful. When ready, bringing the chin back to neutral and turning the head back to the front. And letting our right hand come down by our side or to the chair or to the floor. Inhaling the left arm out and up overhead and reach up toward the ceiling. And stay here, or if you like, lift up and over, getting a little more openness into the left side of the body. Softening that right shoulder away from the ear. So it's okay to bend that right elbow as you support the body here. And then explore movement of the head here as well. Maybe looking up towards the elbow or down towards the supporting hands. And when ready, lifting back to center and releasing the left hand down. Taking a moment and just noticing. With our next inhale, our right arm reaches out and lifts up, and we start by just reaching straight up to the ceiling, finding that length through the right side of the body. And if you like, reach up and over, supporting with the left hand. Just allow that elbow to soften on the left hand, on the left side. And exploring with a little movement of the head here. Sometimes when our neck tenses up in these positions, just a little movement will remind it that it's okay to release that gripping, that tension. Lifting back to center and releasing. Both hands releasing down. And just roll the shoulders a few times. Letting go of any tightness that comes into the shoulders with movement. Then rolling all the way back, squeezing the shoulder blades together, letting the palms turn forward. Finding a little activation in the upper back. Breathing deeply into the upper chest, rib cage expanding. And then softening. Let's extend our legs slowly forward. We can rest back on the hands if that feels better and just begin to point and flex through the feet. Get a little movement in the ankles. And then maybe circle the feet a few times. Let's just say 3 times each direction, just to make sure they eat on both sides. Finding your own rhythm here. When ready, lifting back to center, toes pointing up to the ceiling and finding staff pose. So our hands resting down by our sides. In a chair, this would just be seated mountain, soles of the feet still on the floor. Lifting nice and tall through the crown. Feeling the activation of the torso, the legs. Keeping the face soft. Then bending our right knee, bringing the sole of the right foot to the floor. It can be out a little bit towards the foot or nice and tight in toward the hip. As long as the spine is able to stay upright, completely lengthened. When ready, inhale tall through the crown, exhaling, twisting to the left into an open twist. So holding our shin with the right hand, left hand coming behind for support, shoulders even and relaxed. Coming back to center, switching hands and exhaling to the right into a closed twist. Coming back to center, let's release that right knee out to the side. Just let the sole of the right foot rest somewhere on the inside of the left leg. Hands can rest on each side of the extended leg and sit nice and tall before hinging forward. This hinge may be a little, it may be a lot, but let's think about lengthening through the spine here. Finding length all the way out through the crown of the head. And with each breath in, feeling those spaces between the vertebrae opening up a little bit. With each exhale, maybe feeling a little bit deeper fold. Let's stay here for 2 or 3 more slow, deep breaths. Inhaling back up to center. Extending our right leg forward and finding staff pose once again, and just noticing any change in sensation from one side to the other. And bending our left knee, bringing that left foot to the floor, either far away or close in, sitting nice and tall. And next breath out, twisting to our right into our open twist. Through each of our movements and our postures, maintaining a nice, even, natural breath. Coming back to center, switching hands, and when ready, exhaling to the left. Easing tension out of the shoulders, making sure we're not gripping too tightly with that right arm. Let's bring it back to center, allowing the left knee to open down to the floor and the left foot to rest on the inner right thigh. Hands on the floor, lifting nice and long through the spine, and then when ready, beginning to hinge forward. And again, finding our breath here, letting each inhale open up the spaces in the vertebrae and the spine. Each exhale, softening our fold downward a little more. No goal here, just sensing where we are. And then whenever you're ready, easing it back up to center. We'll extend our left leg forward, returning to staff pose. Just adjusting, making sure that we can sit nice and tall here for a moment. Toes are lengthening up toward the ceiling. And then when ready, let's bring both arms overhead and just reach up, creating a nice L shape. Again, if you're in the chair, just keep the soles of the feet on the floor. And then lift up so the shoulders come up toward the ears, just to feel what that sensation is like. And then settle those shoulders down and notice the difference. And let's do that again. Reach up nice and long, lifting the shoulders. And then settling them back down. And opening those arms out to the side at shoulder level, palms remain up. And lengthen out from the center of the chest, just getting a little activation in the body here. Breathing. And once again, raising the arms overhead. And then releasing the arms down, bending both knees and keeping them a little bit apart. Let's release into a forward fold, bringing belly towards the thighs. And we've created a space here between our knees so that we can breathe freely when we're in this position. Just allow the head to release completely. Noticing the breath in the back side of the body. Couple more deep breaths. And then when you're ready, lifting back to neutral and beginning to find your way down onto your back. So we'll do a couple of things on the back before we go into meditation, but have everything near you that you'll need for your meditation. meditation will be about 5 to 10 minutes, depending on how much time we have left. But let's come all the way onto our back in whatever way suits you. It may be rolling to one side first, or you may want to roll down. And once you're all the way down, just situating the shoulder blades flat against the floor, and maybe even walking the feet a little closer to the hips, lifting the hips very slightly and sliding them towards your heels, finding a little more length in the low back. And let's just rest our right ankle on top of the left thigh. And maybe even rock this from side to side a little bit. If it's helpful, you can bring your arms out to the sides for a little extra support. Continue right here if this is just enough for you. If you want a little deeper twist, you can bring that right foot over to the left side and just let that left thigh rest on the ground. Maybe even turning the head towards the right arm and shoulder, away from the bent knee. To come out of this safely, let's release that top leg first and just bring it back to the center of the mat, then lift the left knee. Readjust the hips. Bringing our left ankle to the top of the right thigh. Just letting the knee open out to the side. Maybe rock a little bit from side to side. And when ready, if you like, bringing that left foot over to the floor, letting the right thigh just rest down on the ground. And make sure that nothing is being restricted for movement. So we don't want to anchor the pelvis down. We don't want to anchor anything down. We want to let the body find a safe place to land. Breathing. Then releasing that top leg first, bringing the left foot back to the center of the mat, lifting the right knee, adjusting the hips, and then just bringing both knees into the chest. And here you can rock a little bit from side to side, or maybe even circle the knees around. Just find what works best for you to release any remaining tension in the back and the hips. And then just whenever you've found that release, then it's time to come into your resting position for meditation. So I'm going to let you find a moment here to get settled in for rest. I'm going to make my way to my place to guide you through this short meditation. Take a moment here to just settle into the floor, the chair, whatever's supporting you. Finding that moment of settling in. And know that if you need to make adjustments at any time, you can. Sometimes the body will tell you at first that it's fine, and then you'll receive new messages that are inviting you to make a little bit of adjustment to be more comfortable. So honor those messages, finding your way to complete ease. Finding that place that will allow you to be in complete stillness for a few moments. Close your eyes and mentally note your intention for this practice. Become aware of the sounds around and within you. Allow attention to wander spontaneously among these sounds. Note them as external or internal. Observe without becoming involved with them. Observe the body and where it contacts the surface you're resting on. Be aware of the sensations you perceive. Simply observe and feel these sensations without naming or judging them. Rotate attention around the body, noting sensations in the mouth, eyes, ears, head, neck, shoulders, arms and hands, torso, pelvis, legs, and feet. Be aware of and feel the entire body as radiant, vibrant sensation. Be aware of how sensation is a movement in awareness. Be aware of awareness. Be aware of the body breathing itself and the natural movement of the breath as it flows in and out of the nostrils, throat, chest, abdomen. Be aware of the breath as a movement in awareness. Be aware of awareness. Be aware of simply being. No passing sensations, feelings, emotions, thoughts, and images. Sense how you are aware of them. Fall into being, witnessing, without judging, without analyzing, without thinking. Simply be as you are, a witnessing presence. Allow each sensation, emotion, or thought to bring you back to the field of awareness in which these and every perception is arising. Rest in and as awareness. When you feel complete, affirm to yourself that you're ready to resume your alert, eyes open state of consciousness. Then take a deep breath, stretch your body, open your eyes, and be ready to go about your life. And take as much time as you need. There's no hurry.